There
You
he
know,
is. What's up, Sal?
I might be so stressed I might have to turn to stripping, Rocco. I don't know.
Look at you.
I don't
You
know.
gotta, you gotta become Vinny Jr. I would pay to see that.
Yeah, right. Oh boy, you might lose a few people. Listen,
What are you doing, Sal?
what are you guys doing? You hunkered down there in Brooklyn,
Yeah,
staying out of
man.
the public?
Listen, we're self-isolating. Me and Sabino are about 5 feet away from each other, as you can see.
Peace.
So,
Yeah. Well, I took some extra precautions this week. Like I was talking to Sabino last week. I was in California, been working on a record, and everything just stopped. The world just stopped. Next 2-3 months, everything's put off. It's crazy stuff. And when I got home, I took an extra precaution. I stayed away from everyone for at least 24 hours after I came up the plane. And, who knows? My mother is one of those people who's immunocompromised. She has partial kidney failure. So, it's part of what you want to be aware of in a situation like this is who exactly is immunocompromised. What does that mean? Is people with diabetes, people with heart disease, people with kidney disease, older people, babies, little kids whose immune systems haven't even developed yet. So you want to be extra, extra careful around people like that. It's scary times, but we gotta
you
really
know,
take everyone's advice.
and staying home, not even to just be cautious of what's going on with the coronavirus and all that, but it's the fact that, let's say we do go out and I sprain my ankle, right? Bad. It's bruised bad. What are the odds that a hospital is going to take me and put me above priority versus somebody who actually needs that intensive care?
We were just talking about that before.
You know what I mean?
The more people who are staying in their house and not out on the roads, the less car accidents
Yeah.
there's going to be. The less car accidents there are, the less overwhelmed these hospitals are going to be. Our Governor Cuomo put a really good kind of like an algorithm together. That 17% of all the infected people who have coronavirus are going to be hospitalized. That's what the rate is now in countries like Italy, China, Korea, in Germany right now. And in Germany, Angela Merkel said that she predicts about 60% of her population to get the virus. That's the projections.
Wow.
So in New York, we have 18 million people. So if you take 60% of that, which is about 10,000, and then you take 17% of that, about 10,000, about 10 million, you take 17% of that's 1.7 million people. So if you have 1.7 million people who need hospital beds, we don't have 1.7 million hospital beds in the state of New York. So, you really got to be careful. Unfortunately, people are saying that hotline they set up to call and interview with somebody, talk to somebody, and then they figure out, okay, do you have the symptoms that are tied to coronavirus? Even that hotline is backed up for like hours. So you got to really just be careful. Just try not to get it. Wash your hands. Sanitize. If you do feel sick, wear a mask. Don't get anybody else sick. Just stay home.
It's a lot of rinse and repeat, but at the end of the day, it literally comes down to staying home. And now, Sal, the reason that we wanted you here was because obviously we know that in your life you're doing a lot of shows, and obviously this affects you being able to do those shows. So how have you been dealing with that?
I mean, thankfully, I have a savings. I'm prepared for something to happen. Like God forbid I get hurt or something like that, and I can't work for a few months. I'm fortunate. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do need that income on a month-to-month basis,
Of course,
and are watching their savings accounts start to shrink, and they're trying to get squeeze those last few dollars. It's a tough time. The government is proposing that people who are out of work, people who can't get to work, people who are being laid off will get some sort of reparation. But I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm good for the next 3 months. But if what they're saying is true, if they're projecting a 12 to 18 month shutdown, Who knows? Who knows?
So
You know?
that's why it's so important for people. You know, I hope this humbles a lot of people and shows them the importance of saving instead of splurging and buying stuff that impresses people that don't matter. You know, life is so precious, and if anything, I hope people going forward like really appreciate what they have because it could all be gone in one day. And
Yeah.
here we are.
Here we are. You know, we were just talking a week ago, Sabino. A week ago, I was in Los Angeles. I was talking to Sabino. I'm saying, you know, maybe this doesn't seem so bad. Maybe we shouldn't panic. That was on like last Wednesday or Thursday. Then Friday, we spoke again. Oh, maybe it is kind of getting serious. I don't know. Maybe Sabino was supposed to have a trip out to California.
Yeah, we were
And
supposed to film. Everybody that's watching, me and Sal, the Grown Up Italian team and Sal have been working on a digital series, and literally right now we had to put everything to a stop for
everything.
our safety and our family safety. I'm not comfortable traveling anywhere and filming content, and quite frankly, we can't. Like, it's literally in survival mode, you know?
And that's where we were at on Friday. We're a little uncomfortable traveling. We don't know what things are happening. By Monday morning, I called Sabino. I said, I'm out of here because if they're gonna restrict travel, domestic travel, if they're gonna keep us quarantined, if they're gonna impose quarantine, but curfews, which we see they're doing now more and more. I want to be home. I want to be back in New York with my family. I don't want to be over here. I packed up everything and shipped it home. So
Yeah, I was gonna
we'll
ask
see.
you where were you when you first. What have you been doing in the past week? That's what I was gonna get into, but you basically answered that.
Yeah, I went from I'm recording a record to okay, one of my shows is canceled, but that's not a big deal.
Right.
To everything is now put off because nobody wants to be in a room with people for more than a few hours, and everything's shutting down. I packed my entire apartment into my truck, put my truck on a transport Monday morning, and Monday afternoon I was on a plane. Which, by the way, if you have to fly anywhere, get ready for the most anxious experience of your life. I mean, I hurt myself
I
in
don't
Florida.
know
I
what you're going
fractured my
through.
ankle. So I had to wipe down the wheelchairs. I had to wipe down every surface I touched. When I handed the check-in agent my ID and my credit card to check in, when I received it back, I wiped it down again. I wiped down the airplane seat, and it was crazy. The most quiet you've ever heard in an airport. And we're talking about Los Angeles, a major city.
How long ago
Everything
was
was
this, guys?
quiet. The plane was quiet. What was that, Rocco?
How long ago? Not to cut you off. How
This
long
was
ago did
this
you
was
fly?
Monday.
It's
This was
crazy.
Monday, and
Good
now
man.
we're it's Wednesday, and things are even different from there. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's times like this where you really gotta like appreciate what you have. Like we said, Sal, thank you so much for
Thank you
jumping
for
on.
having me.
I love you, man. I
Love you
tell you
too,
all the time.
guys. Both you
You're
guys,
Take care.
and
Sal, you're
Mikel
the
too,
man.
whoever she is.
Listen, be careful singing in public because we're not in Italy. They might
Well, actually, I'm not going to be singing in public for the next few months. I have for the last 2 months done a live stream from a studio, a local studio on Long Island. So Sunday at 4 o'clock, it's me, it's my band. It's like a live show. It's great. You can make requests and all that stuff.
I've been to it and it's phenomenal.
Love you guys. Take
Oh,
care.
Sal, stop the buono, ciao.
Stato buono. Ciao.
All right, we got our next following guest in here,
All right.
and this is just how we're doing it tonight.